It's the Cable
Bowmasters didn't really do it for me there, did it? Let's pack one, pick one at Ren and 6. That's a different style, a different vibe. They had a fetch that got them to lethal. Gotcha. So I wasn't crazy pants, huh? I wasn't super off. You can't believe Red Black X went 1 and 2. Yeah, twice, right? Both times. I did think that second deck was a bit better. It had some like 1-mana discard spells and some powerful interactions like Orcs plus Wheel of Fortune. It's because we have it in Natali. I think you're right. I think you're right. Cube is better. That was my third go at red black. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's right. I think your math's off. You don't feel like weed drinks work very well, like getting drunk off tiramisu. I kind of need that. My tolerance is very low. Smoking, I have like a fine control, but I don't actually want to put like stuff in my lungs anymore. I think I did too much of that when I was in like high school and college and stuff. A little bit of a burnout. Still got good grades and stuff, but I definitely like felt it in my lungs. And my experience with edibles has been that they're like really high variance. Like you'll try an edible and it'll be like just like a mild buzz. And you're like, oh shit, I should try 2 of these next time. And you'll have one that's got like way too much THC in it because there's no quality control. And you'll just get like sick. Hate that. Oh, I love that for you, Dagon Crow. Glad you're excited, Alliterator. That's when boofing's the way. Boofing is always the way. I agree. Some people don't metabolize drinks, edibles much. I feel I maybe I'm just like very sensitive, but I feel like it doesn't take very much for me. Even when I was consuming a lot, it was just way too much. Here's a story I've told on stream before. The first Pro Tour I ever played in was Pro Tour Amsterdam. And when I was in Amsterdam, I had this genius idea of on the way home, I would simply take an edible before I went through customs. And so then when I got on the plane, I would be like pleasantly buzzed for like the plane ride home, get to sleep easy, piece of cake. So before the date of my plane ride home, I tried a space cake, timed how long it took me to start feeling it. I was like, all right, this is perfect. Great idea. But I did want it to last a little longer. It the high cutoff earlier than I would have liked for like a 18-hour plane ride, whatever the fuck it was. I was like, okay, I'll just take 2 of them. What I did not calculate is that if you take 2 edibles instead of 1, it also kicks in sooner. You're not only getting something more intense, it's also kicking in much sooner. And so I ate 2 space cakes in the airport before heading back. And I'm going through customs, and they're asking me, this poor customs agent is asking me very simple questions like, when did you buy your ticket? What's your full name? What's your date of birth? It's just like basic shit. And I'm just like, oh God, that is a question that I definitely know the answer to. I just need a second here. and they know what's going on. And they're just like very frustrated. Like there's so many people here that need to get through customs. You just have to answer these simple fucking questions. You way too high fucking anyway. But yeah, eventually they decided that I was a risk to come home and executed me there in Amsterdam. Real bummer that. A little ignoble action, huh? A little ignoble action. Happy ending, yeah. And the world was a better place. And there was much rejoicing. Man, I haven't watched a Monty Python movie in a while. I always make these meaning of life references, and my wife has seen the meaning of life, but she never gets them. She watched like the Life of Brian a shitload. I watched so much Monty Python as a kid, and everyone always only quoted the fucking King Arthur one. The one that was funded by the Beatles. Yeah, the Holy Grail. Everyone just, like, watched that one. I was like, you realize it was a show, right? Like, there's a whole show of this shit. A Moxie Woxie. Anyway, our local library had the whole show on VHS. And I tore through that. It's the best movie. The Holy Grail. So Holy Grail has like a plot which The Meaning of Life doesn't have. But if you truly liked the show, if you liked the randomness of the sketch comedy, then I think The Meaning of Life did the best job of capturing that. Maybe besides their, like, literal first movie, which was just sketches. Think about this Lutri. Be Halfling or Fiery. I got punished for not drafting Fiery earlier. You think Meaning of Life was better? I think you're just saying that, Slayer. you're just backing me up. So we really need fixing. It's very hard for me to pass an Atali, but we do need fixing. We do need to cast our cards. I'm not streaming on YouTube anymore. So my ability to stream on YouTube is Streamlabs or Stream Elements OBS dependent. And yesterday it worked just fine, and today it didn't. So my apologies there. Who has anything better to do than marching up and down the square? Learning the piano. Learning the piano. All right, off you go. That was Michael Palin. Michael Palin had some banger roles. There's also the lumberjack. When John Cleese came out as a TERF, I'm like the one weirdo on the internet that was like, all right, I'm gonna fucking go through fucking every interview where every Monty Python member mentions like trans people existing and try and figure out if there's any other folks in there like spreading hate and shit. I wanted to know, I guess. And Michael Palin turns out is a total sweetheart. He did this series with the BBC where he got to interview his like various heroes. And he, as a part of that series, he interviewed a trans mountain climber. I don't know a dick about mountain climbing, so I don't remember her name, but he gave like a very fawning and respectful interview. It was very wholesome to watch. Eric Idle played a trans lady in The Life of Brian. And the most I could find from him is him just like talking about the role and how he thought it was like very important to play her earnestly. Well, Wooded Foothills action here. Oh, Birds of Paradise. There's actually like three. That's four, right? These Metamorph here too. We have Pyroglyph, some like Metamorph's more interesting. I'm gonna take the Fetch though. Fetch is so good. A little Sentinel action. Are we ice tilling? We don't have the landfall things. I might just take it anyway. See what happens. Cleese is just a jumped up prick. Yeah, he probably just like always was. But he was good at comedy, so people put up with him. Well, Atali did wheel. We don't have Lumberjack or Sneak Attack. Easy ways to get Atali into play. Do we have any reason to take Springheart here? Or Zernorb, huh? Zernorb works out in some green decks. Like if you get Titania later. We do have Ice Till. I'll take the Zernorb. I think it makes the most sense with what I've got so far. Yeah, my impression of Eric Idle is that he's just a total sweetheart, and he would never want his comedy to hurt anybody ever. just very anti-Eric Idle, right? What do you do with all this then? Let's take a library. Sure. You love the Universe song from The Meaning of Life? It really is good, isn't it? Yeah, that was Eric Idle. I'm always doing all the musical numbers and stuff, including the climax to the life of Brian. Probably my favorite part of that movie. A lot of good bits in the life of Brian, of course. But the ending musical number really grew on me. What's the doggo's name? The doggo's name is Dave. When life's been jolly rotten, then there's something you've forgotten. After the diver? No. Is this a Badger Mole Cub deck? Are we cubbing badgers? You love Cleese and a fish called Wanda? I always felt weird about a fish called Wanda. When I was like 8 years old, I was walking in an environmental protest from where I grew up in northern Wisconsin to the Capitol in southern Wisconsin. It was like this several week long thing. It's like kind of a big deal. But I remember we would every day we would walk like 10-ish miles, and then we would stay at somebody's house, right? Some volunteer's house along the way. And I remember we were staying at this place, and they had on a fish called Wanda. And I just wandered in, as a child does, as the movie's going. And I'm like, so, what's going on? Who are these people? Just catch me up real quick, like a few sentences. And the person who's watching is like, oh, they're brother and sister. And then in the next scene, it's revealed that they're not, in fact, brother or sister, and it's all subterfuge. And they start making out. But while the person who was watching the movie was explaining that they are brother and sister, I was missing that part. Like, they're explaining it. So all I got as a child was they're brother and sister, and they started making out. And I was like, this movie makes me very uncomfortable, and I'm going to go do something else now. It's just the worst timing. The person watching is just irritated with me. Dave the Barbarian? Yes, exactly, Dave the Barbarian. Oh, what do you do with all this, huh? What do you do with all this? This is a deck that needs an orcs like nobody's business. We'll just draw Mox Emerald every game. It'll be fine. Exactly, Snow Schwartz. That was exactly me. Very much needed what was going on to be explained to me. If we had Gaia's Cradle, then I would kind of like the Eldrazi there, the 4-mana Eldrazi, an exile lands. Maybe I should have grabbed it. We have Delighted Halfling and Ancient Tomb. Could be a world where you kick that thing, have it be good. What's everybody's favorite Coen Brothers film? We just had a Lebowski reference. I'm pretty sure mine's just Lebowski. I watched it too many times. Wow, several Fargos. Interesting. That was a wild one to watch as someone from the Midwest. There's like a scene where Macy, I think, is in Madison, and he's still just like everyone's still talking like they're the most like bumblefuck like rednecks ever. Very fun. Llewyn Davis, wow. I think that says a lot about your personality, AJ, if you're picking Llewyn Davis as your top Coen Brothers movie. Little bristly Bill action. Little Bill action here. Llewyn Davis might be their artsiest film. I enjoyed it a lot. I think my second favorite is Hail Caesar. That one's pretty fun for cinephiles. A lot of classic film references and such. Barton Fink is quite artsy. Barton Fink is quite artsy. That's a good call. John Goodman's so goddamn good in that movie. Schwab 002 wrapping the fucking stream back around on itself. With the references. Hey, Raised by Natives thinks of the Sob, the 82 Months. Or Brother, Where Out Thou. Fucking excellent film. Yeah, I think there's only like a couple of Coen Brothers movies that I wasn't high on. Extremely good run. Speaking of good runs, can we fucking cheers Rob Reiner? What a fucking career, huh? Spinal Tap. Goddamn Princess Bride in there. If you go through his like first 7 films, there's like no bad films in there. And this is like classic. Yeah, rest in peace. A Serious Man is great. A Serious Man is excellent. A Serious Man is the Coen Brothers movie that I rewatched most recently. I really enjoy that one. I'm gonna cut Corsair. It's just a little slow and fiddle-diddly. Sure. Just fucking guessing. Let's go. Hudsucker Proxy. Interesting. Little mole for me. Hey, Dan's Man. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 60 months there. The big 6-0. This hand makes no sense, huh? The halfling fixes for red and 6, but not the pyroglyph. No way of bidding things. I think we keep, but it's like... Fucking hope we draw a chariot or something. You know what movie has the greatest cast of all time, but nobody talks about? The Coneheads. Greatest cast of all time? My vote for greatest cast of all time is actually like Con Air. I think that movie has a ridiculously good cast. And not just like good cast, but like well cast. Like everybody's in the perfect role. Coneheads had a good cast though. Aykroyd, of course. Michelle Burke, Jane Curtin, Adam Sandler, and Chris Farley. What else do you want, right? This is some interesting... I don't know how we got into this goth shit, but if we're going to do goth shit, we're going to do some new stuff. Y'all ever heard AFI before? Let's listen to their new album. This album came out this year, 4 months ago. And it's like a love letter to like 90s goth shit. You would not think it was coming from AFI. Oh, another forest. Perfect. Thank you, Dak. You got Empire Records in your favorite casts. That's a cool one. Gangs of New York. Excellent cast. For sure. Asteroid City has a wild cast list. Asteroid City does have a wild cast list. I actually kind of hated that movie. I was like the one weirdo who's like, why do people like this? I was just the one person. I don't get it. I think Bryan Cranston comes on the screen and everyone's like, fucking Bryan Cranston, yes! And then he just like monologues directly at you for a third of the film. And there's some people who are still beating off in their seats like, this is the best shit! And I'm just like, why? Can we watch a movie? I was hoping to watch a movie. One of those ones where things happen. That could be good. The alien sequence was a banger. That was like the only part of that film I liked. Life Aquatic's pretty good. Life Aquatic, I think, is their funniest movie. They have some funny ones, too. A lot of great physical comedy in Life Aquatic. Hey. Moonrise Kingdom. Did they just grow my pyroglyph? The game has ended. I saw Moonrise Kingdom in the theaters. I was living in Chicago, and I was like, just the most single I've ever been in my life. And I went to some random like greet with an old buddy from college, some random party, and we ended up going and seeing Moonrise Kingdom. And like half the group went to see Moonrise Kingdom, and the other half went to see a different movie. So it ended up that it was just like me and two very attractive women. And I was, at the time, extremely lonely. And extremely alone. And then Moonrise Kingdom is like, I would not describe it as a romantic film. If I was gonna choose to like pick a film, it's about like childhood angst and stuff. If I had known going in ahead of time, I'd have been like, we should watch fucking anything but this. Any other movie, please. I did end up dating one of them for a little bit. Briefly. You think Dark Knight had one of the greatest casts ever? Yeah. I wasn't mad. Oh, I love that Real Milkman. Congratulations. The last Wes Anderson movie you saw was Grand Budapest Hotel. I think that might be his literal best film. Grand Budapest. I don't think it's my favorite Wes Anderson, but if you're just like literally saying like which of these is the best, tightest script, best cast, how well is it shot? I mean, all of the stuff that goes into a movie, right? I think Grand Budapest has a really good case. Fantastic Mr. Fox is your favorite. I think you have good taste, Sabronis. That's what I think. Your favorite of is Royal Tenenbaums. Is it because you're older than Dust itself? I don't know if I would know this track was by AFI, unless somebody told me. I am pretty old, yes. No, I'm not doing that. Days would have been mint, yeah. I mean, you have to play Tireless Tracker a certain way. That certain way, like, makes you look real fucking stupid when they have a Days. It is what it is. Alright, I've been sternly scolded. I always thought it'd be funny to have Wes Anderson direct a Star Wars movie. Give him a Star Wars. Anyone who's mad about it, I don't care about anyway. Owen Wilson is C-3PO. A Wes Anderson Lord of the Rings? That would be wild. Maybe I should have Chain Lightning to use my sorcery card when I can versus the instant speed deck. As a lifelong Star Wars fan, you just let anybody have a whack at it. They can't screw it up anymore, right? Yeah, the fucking sequel trilogy was such a shit show. Directors like fighting with each other, like each one trying to like errata the previous movie. Like, what is this? Should probably have thought this through before. I don't know. As a lifelong Star Wars fan, there have only been 3 movies. So what of the trilogy are you cutting for the Christmas special? I don't think that's true, 47. I think that people think that the Rogue One was good, but in actuality, it was a bad movie with a good third act, and so everybody remembers Act 3. Nothing wrong with liking Rogue One, obviously. But I think if Act 3 had not been such a banger, people wouldn't think of it as highly. But there's a lot of like really terrible fan service. And the script doesn't make any fucking sense, like where they're like cutting between plot lines and stuff. There's characters that are just like picked up, like they're gonna become like main characters, and they're just like their stories are just dropped immediately. I meant to fucking play my foothills out. Give me more bristly bill counters. Andor, you think is better than almost all the movies? Andor is extremely good. I'm with you there. I remember enjoying the Red Letter Media review of the prequels at the time. I don't think they've held up very well. Ninja Jeff is looking forward to Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic. Oh, yeah? Do we have a director? Casey Hudson. Canadian. He's worked on the Mass Effect games. Oh, he was the project director of Knights of the Old Republic. Interesting. Well, now I'm fucking excited. What have you done? A 2030 game? You saying like 5 years from now? That's too far away. More movies like Billy Elliot, where a gay British kid learns to dance or something. I remember getting misty-eyed in that movie. Oh, he wasn't gay. He just wanted to do ballet, and everyone like applied that that sexuality to him. Sure, sure. Do we agree that the Knights of the Old Republic remake probably isn't happening? I got so excited when I heard that that was going to be a thing, and then yeah, I think you're right. I think it's just not. I'm pretty. It might have even gotten confirmed. The new Divinity, yeah. The trailer for that looked pretty insane. So there's sorcery in the graveyard, but there's no land currently. Fuck this Wandering. They should have cashed in their Wandering Emperor for a 2/2, because now it just gets worse. I shouldn't have gotten that. Anyway, would you all have guessed this to be AFI? I would not have. Apparently, it makes a bit more sense if you've been listening to them more recently. They've had an arc. Do you get more viewers during 365 as opposed to a normal year? Nope, it's pretty much the same. I'm glad you're enjoying the everyday, though, Drexy. Is that the Miss Murder Band? I don't know. I think Girls Not Grey is my most listened to song of theirs. Is the average viewer cuter before or during the 365? Definitely during. Bottom to Falling Pupil. Bottom to Falling Pupil with the real questions here. No contest. No contest. The people watching before the 365, oh my god, some real uggos. Not like you fine folks. And if you were watching before, I don't mean you, I'm talking about the other people. Hey, Obi-Wan Kenobi, thanks for the sub, thanks for 52 months. What a fitting username for our current discussion. What if you're a below average viewer? Oh, that's somehow even better for you. Oh, you should feel best of all. Fuck, marry, or kill between Izzet, Orzhov, and Simic? Well, definitely fucking Simic. Like, they've got the fucking breeding pool, you know? Like, the Simic fucks, for sure. I don't think Izzet is marriage material. I'm gonna kill Izzet. Which leaves me with Orzhov. Didn't Orzhov have a bunch of, like, vampire marriages and stuff? That shit lasts forever, and that's probably fine. Mark Chalice, thanks for gifting a sub to PRS12345. Appreciate you, Mark. Thank you. Merry Cubemiss. Hope you're having a pleasant eve. McPatches3D, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 79 months. Oh, shit. Mark throwing out another gifted sub. Congrats, Bottom. Beautiful. Drinking eggnog? I went through a bottle of eggnog the other week. It'll probably do me for the season. Right now I'm drinking a local Wisconsin Wollersheim bourbon. There was a manager's choice sale on it, so you know it's pretty good. Anyway, that's mixed with a lunar wild grape cannabis-infused soda, which made for a terrible combination, so I added a splash of Mountain Dew to level everything out. Now, some of my viewers might be asking, Caleb, how are you still alive? How does such a person exist? Great question. Touched by the gods. Yeah, perfect. You're saying Mountain Dew fixed the drink? Mountain Dew fixes a lot of drinks. Mountain Dew's a great Band-Aid. I thought they might do that. Fire off their Impended Prism mana for a Wandering Emperor. I wish I had said something pre-combat. I would have looked like a genius. Yeah, Mountain Dew was actually designed to be a mixer. And then a bunch of awesome people came and ruined its brand. Have I ever had Basil Hayden? Well, I like Basil quite a lot. Popular Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey from Jim Beam's small batch collection. Known for its lighter, smoother profile with a distinct spicy kick. That sounds like I would like it. Like, I was skeptical when I saw Jim Beam, but I like lighter, smoother profiles with a distinct spicy kick. Good in an old-fashioned. It sounds like it would be, yeah. Maybe I should have used a red and 6 ping to finish it off. Just get the red and 6 down, huh? Have I ever had Shanky's Whip? No, I've only had things from the universe with real names. Shanky's Whip? What does that even sound like to me? It doesn't sound human. Ooh, Minsky and Boo. Yeah, it's like AI was trying to come up with a human-sounding drink. I've not tried Redbreast, Mr. Hyde. Maybe if I see a sale sometime. Have I ever had a Goblin D's? No. I'm sure I'd remember a Goblin D's. It's kind of hilarious that I get another Earthbend in here. The 12 year is super approachable, especially for people who don't drink regular whiskey. Are you saying you think I'm some kind of fucking noob? You think I'm a whiskey noob? That's it, isn't it? You're like, here's this baby drink for babies. I'm sure Caleb would love that. Noob, I've been called out. Mr. Hyde has the 15 year in their glass right now. Doesn't think it's worth the price since the 12 is really good. Nice. Personally, I find, or what I've found, and it's probably just a coincidence. It's probably like too small of a data set or whatever. But for me personally, I found the 15 years to be the sweet spot between like smoothness and flavor. I've tried a few like 20-25 year whiskeys, and I feel like at a certain point, like you're kind of like rounding off too much. Like if you were like sanding a fine door, right? You would want to sand it until it was like super smooth. It's not going to give anybody a splinter, and it'll be like a fun door to touch. But you could certainly over sand it to a point where like it starts losing definition, right? Where the edges become just like a smooth thing. I feel like I'm getting lost in the weeds here. Ah, fuck. Just trying to find another red source of this fire confluence. That's 7. Alright. Carpeline Gorge does not work, but maybe this is good. Anyway, the longer you age a fine liquor, we're like really good at it. That sounds pleasant, Rage Sauce. That sounds pleasant. Alright, I think I'm done with this new AFI album. I've been enjoying it, though. What should we listen to? I'll put on my rock playlist, maybe. Oh, no! I put it here, too. What was I thinking? Let's play... That is a very good descriptor, XD thread. Tastes like your sax read from Bandcamp. That's so specific. We all know about bagpipes, I'll give that terrible fucking creature. 3 mana, 3/4. Let's go. Every time I have to tell my wife that I'm going to learn the bagpipe, she reacts negatively. Do you think she means it, chat? It's a trick? No. The fire station down the road from you has bagpipe practices on Thursdays? That sounds so fucking made up. So you know it's just actually the case. Atheist God has just been dealing with this shit. Incredible. Oh no, Corey Mary. It was actually on mobile first. That's where I first started playing it. Only one way to find out if she's bluffing? I don't know. At this point, I think I could probably just play the puppy card. If I really wanted to learn the bagpipes. I don't think she would stop me. They might have like a, I don't know, like a tinker for something. It makes sense to bring in the anti-artifact stuff. Dave really likes bagpipes. He might. We won't know unless I try. Me and Dave in matching kilts. Oh shit, that'd be adorable as shit. Well, I was looking for a mana dork. Maybe the district a little. Sure, 2-drop's fine. I blasted metal earlier, and the puppy did not mind even a little bit. I think he came from a house that had just like had the TV on constantly. No kill for Sir Barrington. Sir Barrington. Oh, he just trophied. What the? Oh man, this will be a wild one if my editor's like, this is the draft. This is the draft. I was paying attention for none of that. I have no idea what happened. We were like red green, right? I don't. It was not my most on point draft I've ever done. Just telling wildly inappropriate stories for half of it. Whatever. It's Cube Miss. What do you want from me? Was this the LSD draft? I don't know. It might have been like near the start of it.